Up Ringside Nation, down 2 on the evening. The Ring Boys are back. Psych, I lied. Special guest already in the building. First ever live pod here, live and direct from Studio Ring. This is weird, like being next to each other for once.
Yeah, I can actually yell at you in person.
You can actually slap me when I talk about this man behind us, but nonetheless, hopefully the framing isn't too messed up. I wanted to share the pics with you guys. Yearly overalls are on your screen, and for those watching, for those listening at home, thank you very much. We'll finally get to do a live episode. Meant to do this in a while. Busy schedules finally lined up. So by the common man, for the common man, we'll get right into it. We'll start off with not upsetting Artie and say you were right. Rob won. Sean O'Malley just not doing Sean O'Malley like things. I actually heard he was talking like after the fight on his YouTube and his podcast, and he was saying, good weight cut, everything was good, we trained, had stamina, my legs were great, just wasn't myself, simply put. And that's just not an excuse. It's not good enough. Doc and I thought he was going to be like the fighter who won against Aljo, and clearly we were wrong. Merab not only outstriking him like 4-1 on strikes, but just dominant control time, 10 minutes. Everyone was calling this one a boring fight.
Wild.
But yeah, like watching that performance by Merab, I was like, this is why you watch this sport. If you thought that was boring, go watch boxing. But talk me through why you picked Merab, and we'll go right into it.
Yeah, I think the stamina was what was going to make the difference. And I think a lot of the game planning kind of goes out the window once you are right in the ring with the guy who just does not stop. And I think the numbers really back that up too. I don't know. Merab is different. It's just, it is what it is at this point. I don't know that he loses this belt for a while either. I thought that maybe in this performance, maybe there would be some sort of nerves. Something might be different. He might come out flat. And, I picked Merab because I think wrestling is still king in the UFC. But yeah, I don't know. He came out there and he looked absolutely sharp. But my thing is like, still, I love seeing the memes. It's like Merab just going crazy ground and pound, and Herb Dean going, work, Merab, work. Just absolutely wild. But it was a great fight. Pretty good for a main event too. People who didn't enjoy this are probably salty Sean O'Malley fans, and that's all I have to say.
And they're going to have to wait another year now. Sean O'Malley undergoing surgery. We'll see what happens. But I think before he even revealed that, he said he was going to take a year off. So don't know what the plan for the camp is there. I actually think no matter if they throw Umar or whoever gets the next shot, Merab has a tough title defense to start, but I think if he gets over those hurdles, he'll be like kind of Pantoja levels of defense, and he'll get up there if he does it right and doesn't say or do anything stupid and try to be controversial.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't say he has Conor McGregor level talent, but his content and how funny he is, he's going to be an entertainer.
It's good. It's really good. And I think what was wild is I saw DC say before the fight was happening that Merab was spending too much time. I think it was DC. I don't actually remember who it was, saying that Merab was spending too much time on Instagram, doing too much social media, and he was going to be prepared for this fight. But he came out and did the same thing he does every time and just proved everyone wrong. So we're here for it.
Absolutely. And last thing we'll discuss, fight starts. Merab starts yelling at Tim Welch. They obviously have this historic background of wanting to brawl in a street fight, but I don't know. When people were talking about the go Aljo go moment, it's one thing, but to start off the fight like that, I think that's just poor sportsmanship. And I don't know. Tim Welch is a great coach, very smart, high IQ fighting type of guy, but the antics, I'm just not there for it.
Yeah, I think it was weird that he was also saying that Merab was a baby for calling that out right away. Like, it's one of those things where when you're in the ring, you like the amount of focus you need just to be present in the moment because of so much adrenaline and the noise and everything. I can't imagine hearing another voice telling you what to do. And especially you probably don't recognize it because you're not really trying to listen to it. You're just trying to hear from your corner. So it was strange. I also don't like that they brought it up on their podcast too. Like, who cares at this point? It happened.
Yeah, that podcast is probably going to be irrelevant for quite some time.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Speaking of irrelevancy, the depictions of Dana White and everyone thinking the main and co-main were boring. Valentina Shevchenko gets it done. Artie's right again. I also wanted to pick Shevchenko, but I went with the favorites. Sure, go ahead. Call me the casual as you will.
I wouldn't call you casual. I think Valentina just game planned way better going into this. Alexa will always be a really good fighter, but it's just, I don't know. I think there's something about Valentina and her corner and her coaching. They're always going to be prepared, and this was needed, especially since the last fight was a draw, and the first one was kind of, I know that Alexa got the decision, but I wouldn't say it was that decisive. So this was needed, and I'm glad that in the post interview she said that she was not going to be looking for another rematch. It's time to fight other people in that division. I hate when things get backed up for this long. It's like Brendan Moreno and Davison Figueiredo fighting 18 times in a row. So I'm glad we're finally moving on to the next thing.
Couldn't agree with you more. And that just seems to be the case of title defenses lately. They just go in, they're not themselves. And we talked about this at the top of the year of there aren't many guys or girls that have high title defenses anymore. And it's you see a name like Zhang Weili come in, think put on the weight, go at it, super fight.
No, I don't think that one works out well. No, I think the styles clash too much. I want to see Fiorot, right? That would be a good fight. Yeah. She came out and she was really dominant in her last fight. Rosa Mayumas could throw her in there as well because she was dominant in her last fight as well. She is somebody who's, used to that type of pace.
But even then, I don't think anyone's touching Shevchenko, right?
No, not at the moment. I do think the top 5, anybody could be deserving of the title shot, except for Grasso. Obviously, we don't want another rematch. It's getting old at this point, but I wouldn't care either way who gets the next title shot.
And I'll just start this off right now. Hit that bell. It's the only person I'm ringing the bell for. Diego Lopez, officially the head president, whatever you will call him, of the Ring Boys fan club. Knocking Brian Ortega dazed. He hit him with a great hook, and then he woke him up with the left hand, I swear. Because how do you survive that shot?
Yeah. I think that's what, there was a bunch of memes of that. But, yeah, I think when things like that happen, and there's not a quick finish, it makes for kind of a drawn-out fight. Brian Ortega had a ton of damage. Just, I don't know. I think it was lost in that exact moment because there's not a lot of times that anybody will come back from that. But, yeah, I'll keep it short for that one because it doesn't deserve much more than that, in my opinion.
Title shot Diego?
No.
I agree. I think it's going to take some time. I think he's definitely showed that he's legit and he's here to compete in the UFC. But yeah, I don't think he's anywhere near the title yet.
Yeah.
Third on the rankings now is awesome though. To see him go up 10.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I don't know. Who else would he fight?
Do you want to see him against Alex? Volk?
No. Volkanovski, he's doing legacy fights now. Yeah. Next fight's gonna be Conor McGregor or something. I don't know.
Maybe him versus Yair, I guess. But
yeah, Yair would be okay. But I don't think that fight is close either.
No.
Is he? Do you think he's actually better than everybody behind him? Wait, do Diego versus Aljo?
They wouldn't do that.
Why?
Because they have respect for each other, I feel like.
Okay.
They like each other a lot.
Diego versus Mozart?
Diego doesn't win that.
I know. Well, I didn't think he would beat Brian Ortega either, but here we are.
You picked him.
I did. I picked him now. Yeah. I still remember we had conversations where
Ortega could do what he did. Yeah,
you usually don't want a fighter you really like that's on that come up to be going against a veteran that could literally put anybody down and has and very, very good skills on wrestling. So
yeah,
I thought that was going to be a tough matchup, but Diego's just different. And I do think some of it has to do with the fact that Brian Ortega and his camp were gearing more to be fighting at 155. So I do think there's something in that, but I don't know. That's just me.
I think he needs one more and then title fight.
Okay. I'm down. But I don't know who.
Yeah.
Loser of Ilya Holloway?
See, I think he loses to either one, though.
I don't know.
I think he doesn't beat Max. And I think Ilya and him would be a complete disaster for one or the other. I don't think it would be close.
Yeah.
But another fight that I thought wasn't going to be close, and I'm glad it was, and potential fight of the year candidate, Daniel Zellhuber, Esteban Ribovics. Man, this one did not disappoint. I thought I picked Ribovics because of the leg kick on Terrence McKinney. And I was like, all right, he's fighting someone who's a lot longer and a lot taller than him. I think he's going to just catch him by surprise and get this by a KO. And man, they went at it. 28-29, 29-28, 28-29. Incredible scoring. This was the perfect fight, I will say. Like, they fought to their style. They dug deep. Zellhuber knocked down Esteban. I don't know how they didn't score a knockdown the other way for Esteban. And he got back in the fight, and he won the judges' scorecard over. And he did it in a convincing fashion. Like, he dazed Zellhuber, and the only thing that pissed me off the most is he kept throwing like a ton of shots trying to just finish him. And it's like, you just want to be, patient and find the right moment and finish the fight in that degree. But yeah, he went balls to the wall, and I'm glad he did. I was right.
Yeah, I think I picked Daniel because the last few times he's fought, he's looked very sharp. He looked pretty sharp in this fight too, but yeah, I don't know. I think they both have a very bright future, but I don't know. I always feel like Daniel Zellhuber looks way too big to be fighting at 155. I almost wonder if he's one of those folks that like he would benefit from moving up a class because he is that much bigger, but I'm not sure. Like, it has to be tough being 6'1", fighting at 155.
Yeah, but putting him against everyone in 170.
He could do it but then the cut is easier, I'm sure. And then you can actually put on muscle to be at that class.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely possible. And Esteban Ribovics putting the UFC on notice. The only like deciding factor that was paining me to go, I wanted to go to Zellhuber just to make it a ringer. And I realized that Eric Nixick would be in the corner, and I thought that was going to play advantage, but I was like, nah. We're standing on business. The other aspect that I wanted to stand on business, Ronaldo Rodriguez getting the win over O'Day Osborne. For those that paid very close attention to this fight, he did not win. Like, this was robbery. I do not think Ronaldo Rodriguez won this fight. He was very nervous. Sure, you could make a case for the control time, but O'Day caught him. We thought he was going to get knocked out. He survives. And yeah, minus 210 betting line does not reflect that fight at all, or Ronaldo Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch too much of it because I was in the middle of travel, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So that's your main card. Do my breakdown of the prelims per normal. Irene Aldana, gross. Ignacio Bahamundes was right again. Yasmin Harigi, fraud checked. Josh Finn, not fraud checked. God, I wish Doc was here on the pod so he can give him a earful about taking it.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick.
No.
But
I do, but his last win too, he was like 5 pounds overweight. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he a fraud?
We'll have to wait and see. And then I'm not saying his name. You go ahead.
Raul Rosas Jr., my lock of the card. He's going to win. I mean, it's really funny that he was like the early prelim fight, but whatever. It's just another decision.
That's UFC 306. We all hit our lock of the cards. I can't believe Doc actually hit his lock with his performance. He was texting me by the scene. I was like, yo, like, let's get you on here. I just realized he has 3, and I wrote his picks are off. Whatever. I docked him a pick, so he's up 1 pick on the early overalls. But they can see it. They can do the math. It is what it is. What are you, a cop? I was talking to him behind the scenes, and I was like, yo, like, we're going to do the pod today. It's like, with my performance, I don't think I get to show up to work today. I was like, no, man, you're part of the program. You got to be there. But yeah, fairly short episode. Just glad we got to do this in person. Wish we could do this more often. A little surprised to people. We had 50 episodes. We had 50 subscribers. I think we did pretty good for the year. The year's not even over. Bunch of banger fights incoming.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to pop out to Artie. We'll do a live episode once again if the year closes. And yeah, anything before we sign off here, brother?
a ton of upsets. Also, I wonder if I know I texted it to you, but like, is there something with like fighters being in their home country or their hometown fighting and just things going wrong, or like, because it was UFC Noche was supposed to be like what's the right word, like homage to Mexican fighters,
Independence.
like Mexican independence,
Yeah.
and Mexican fighters and all sorts of different fighting styles that Mexico has, and they went 2-6.
Yeah. Should have been 1-6.
1-7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. If we throw Marab in there, I guess they could be 3-6, but
Shut up.
I don't know. Not great. It's like Canada failed, England failed, and then the Mexican fighters just came out kind of flat. A lot of them, I feel like.
Was England a fail though? Because Tom won.
I guess.
Because Sean O'Malley is technically Mexican. Grasso's obviously Mexican. they tanked. I don't know.
Diego Lopez, yeah, he had the Mexican flag too. He's both Brazil and Mexico. What's up?
I can't believe that. I'm so glad. The only thing I got out of this was Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
Like, I was so happy for him. But yeah, ton of upsets. I don't think we have fights next weekend. Do we have fights next weekend?
Might be like a tough thing or whatever. Some sort of.
Well, we got 307 coming up. We got a bunch of other cards coming up. I was about to say, we have UFC Paris next. Moicano, BSD. Like, you pick early?
BSD easily.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't even care about that fight. I'm here for the Nasruddin Imavov, Brandon Allen. Yeah.
That's gonna be
be sick.
Yeah. We'll hopefully try to tweet our picks out. We've been pretty bad with that. Hopefully next year we'll be better overall. And yeah, potentially more special guests in the near future.
Maybe.
I already have something cooking. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Tease it out there. We made it this far in the episode. Appreciate you. And I think that's all I have.
Yeah. By the common man, for the common man.
Good to have you live and direct in Studio Ring, baby. And bye-bye.